Twitter account.
That's true. It does.
Hello, I'm not Johnny Cash. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Oh, come on, Barbie, let's go party, 'cause I'm in a Barbie world. If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Make it last forever.
Open the show with.
Good night, everybody.
That was fantastic.
I told you.
I'm out.
I love you. I loved it. So we're talking about something that's in the hot cultural zeitgeist, and normally when that happens, I'm not always hot on the pulse of what's going on.
Let's be honest. We're talking about one thing tonight.
Well,
Other
we can talk
things
about other
happened.
things.
Other things happened. Other things might be interesting.
No, we're talking
we're
about
talking about that goddamn movie.
No, we're also talking about lizard people manufacturing pigs out of splicing human DNA with wild boar so they could have a food source. We're talking about that.
I mean, that's
And we
actually
have
an
to
interesting.
figure out
Have
how
you
to
ever heard of the
splice a
Pigman?
pig with
That's a
an
real
elephant
cryptid.
so I can have giant bacon.
Like,
so
seriously, the Pigman's an actual cryptid. That's an interesting thing.
Just you wait, Rune. Just you wait.
So
are we also talking about seasoning?
There is an option for talking about seasoning. It's in the file.
But
so
I figure 90% of it we're going to talk about that movie though.
So we're gonna do a review of the Barbie movie, and normally I don't get something hot unless the schedule lines up right, and normally I have like a day to sit and let my thoughts stew and percolate as I develop this. But no, this is raw, hot plastic Barbie, which sounds like a punk rock band name, don't you think, Ayrton?
It sounds like a porn parody.
I mean, yeah.
I think
so
that week.
So I'm going to make a
this.
thesis. I'm going to make a few statements about this movie. First of all, I'm going to be reviewing it from the perspective of what I saw and what I experienced. I am not going to argue. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue this is what the author/director of the movie wanted people to think, but I think it in areas became so utterly and pathologically just was so absurd that it creates an entirely different narrative and lens and story.
So are you saying you're the anti-Shapiro Jew?
Well, no. What I'm saying is this is this movie is a perfect example of why the death of the author is a thing. Because you remember in South Park when Mr. Garrison wrote a book and he won a book for being like the best gay romance, but he thought he wasn't gay? It's like that in places.
Oh, okay.
See, here's what you don't understand, though, Larry. Ben Shapiro actually got denied access to the Barbie movie because he didn't meet the height requirement.
So I'm going to. So I'm going to.
I mean,
open.
Church, I just want to throw out there that it's not that he didn't meet the height requirement; it's that he didn't meet the humanity requirement because pets aren't allowed in the movie theater.
I mean that depends on your state. In some states, service. So I'm going to open up with a thesis statement, and I'm going to add a corrective that I will not normally make when I make this thesis statement, because I don't want anybody to misconstrue what I'm about to say as a pejorative. But I'm saying it because the phrase is so prescient in the lingua franca of this show. It's the only way to express it. So, okay. Ayrton, the thesis statement of this movie is everything is fake and gay. And at the end of the movie, Barbie realizes that the only way to deal with things being fake and gay is just to embrace it being fake and gay. That is
to be the fakest and the gayest.
No, not the fakest and the gayest, because that's a problem.
So are you saying it's like philosophically I'm fake, therefore I'm gay? Like, is that what you're
No.
saying this movie did?
No, because that would be using it in the pejorative sense. I'm using fake and gay as a single
You
term,
broke Rune.
not as two separate terms.
That is
We need a shirt that
phenomenal.
says I'm fake, therefore I'm gay.
So,
We really need
So-
to open up.
And it's just true.
so I want to start off. With the opening of this movie, which really sets the tone. The opening for this movie is a homage / takeoff of the opening of 2001: A Space Odyssey. But they replaced the monkeys with little girls, and instead of having bones that they're playing with, they have like baby dolls. And then they see Barbie. Barbie is the monolith, and then the little girls begin to smash the baby dolls violently against the ground, along with smashing their toy furniture and all of the stuff that allows them to simulate mom-like behavior.
Are they burning the baby doll bras?
Look,
They're not, no, because
Look,
baby dolls don't have bras.
I didn't want to see this movie, but now I want to see this movie just for that scene.
I feel like Larry's fucking with us right now.
No, I'm not.
Probably.
No, I'm not. That is a literal description of the opening of the movie.
I feel like Larry saw Oppenheimer and he's just describing it as Barbie.
No. So then the movie goes into Barbie Land, and I have an experience unlike anything I've seen except for the Star Wars Holiday Special. So, Church Ayrton, do you remember the Star Wars Holiday Special? Do you remember that opening
Of course I remember
scene
that.
in Chewbacca's house where Lumpy, Mala, and Itchy are all talking in Sherwook, and there's no subtitles?
Yes.
There are moments in the very opening after the 2001 sequence where all the Barbies are talking about, and the Nobel Prize for Literature goes to Barbie, and the Nobel Prize in Poetry goes to Barbie. And
Wait a minute. There are multiple Barbies?
yes, although they do acknowledge later in the movie that there are other non-Barbie females in the setting, and technically they acknowledge Midge. They do acknowledge Midge, but they're uncomfortable with Midge because she's perpetually pregnant, which is really weird.
I mean,
It's
it's,
really-
a Barbie world. Did you forget what Jim Cash told us?
Yeah. And then the movie doesn't expose us to the existential plight of Barbie first. It exposes us to the existential plight of Ken first. Because Ken's entire existence is stuck in a parasocial cycle with Barbie. That a Ken can only feel validated if he's acknowledged by Barbie. And so they all compete with each other.
Wait, is this like some Rick and
Are you-
Morty shit? Where
No.
a Rick requires a Morty?
No, it's worse than that. Basically, all the Kens are competing for all of the Barbies. But none of the Barbies are really into Ken. Although later in the movie, it's implied only the main Barbie and Ken were actually into each other. Except Ken was into her. But she wasn't into Ken.
That is
What?
fucking horrifying.
Yes. And then, Barbie goes to a dance party, and she and all the other Barbies are dancing. And Barbie says, "Does anybody else think about death?" And then there's like a record scratch moment. And then Barbie says, I'm just thinking about how I'm just dying to keep dancing. And the way the performance is done is it's so fucking hilarious. I laughed to the point I was worried I was bleeding on my esophagus.
Pretty good.
And then Barbie wakes up the next morning with bad breath. Her shower is cold. Her waffle is burnt. And
That's
Should
the
be.
worst.
And that is a euphemism.
See,
It
and
is.
no, her literal waffle was burnt.
I'm sure it
butter-
was Panama Red.
Her butter falls onto the counter, and her milk is spoiled.
Larry,
And
are
then
you
it's-
sure you didn't watch the porn parody?
No,
How are the eggs doing, Larry?
okay. Look,
No eggs were involved at this point in the movie.
Is
Look.
Pearl about to go off on her?
Larry, I know you want to give us a blow by blow of this whole movie, but I've got to jump to the quick because I need to know. Okay, I was never gonna watch the Barbie movie because Barbie movie. I don't give a shit. And I know a lot of people have jumped on the bandwagon of woke.
Oh no, it makes fun of the woke stuff.
But here's
It
the
makes
thing.
fun of the woke stuff as being dumb
Here's
and
the thing.
performative.
Here's the thing. Everything you have said sounds like it would be lovely for young girls who are the target audience of a Barbie movie.
No, it's not, and they're not the target audience.
And would be fucking hilarious for snarky, aware adults.
Yes, that is correct. But let me go back a little bit as they're introducing the Barbie world to us. There's a Barbie Supreme Court that prevents Citizens United from happening with a 9-0 majority, and the case is successfully litigated by Fat Barbie.
No, there's not a Fat Barbie.
Who says no? It is a Fat Barbie. It is Fat Barbie who litigates that, and she says that not only is she logical, she's also emotional, and that doesn't diminish her power. That makes her power grow. That's an actual line for the movie.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Yes. Everything about what you just said makes me happy.
So in the first scene, when Barbie goes out and explores her world, she like floats into her car, and it in an imitation of a little girl child picking up her Barbie, because nobody plays with their Barbie going down the stairs. You just pick her up and move her around.
And she hovers.
So once the Barbie is starting to experience her existential crisis, she just falls to the ground.
Wait, is this Fat Barbie from the movie?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That is the Fat Barbie from the movie. So anyway, then Barbie
I was
goes.
expecting Amy Schumer, but all right.
Nope. Amy Schumer is supposed to play regular Barbie, which they make fun of later in the movie.
Good.
So Barbie goes to the beach, and then her feet go from Dolly Parton feet to normal woman feet. Now, in another place where I told somebody this story, they didn't understand what Dolly Parton feet means. I know Ayrton knows what Dolly Parton feet means.
Yes, I do. I'm only like an hour from Dolly.
Church, Rune, do you know what I mean when I say Dolly Parton feet?
Not specifically. I'm assuming you're actually talking about like the shape that high heels make your feet into.
Yes, that Dolly Parton wore high heels so much her feet got stuck that way.
I'm pulling it up.
It's not dissimilar from the Japanese and Chinese women.
Yeah,
that like
yeah.
binding thing.
And so everybody's horrified, and then Barbie is sent to Weird Barbie, who they say, it's kind of fucked up that we call her Weird Barbie both to her face and behind her back.
Well, no, if you do it to her face, it's fine.
Well, no, the Barbies say it's fucked up, but they continue to do it.
Man, she doesn't have toes, does she? It's just like one big foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Weird Barbie is a representation of all the Barbies that get rode hard and put away wet. You know how some people will like cut their Barbie's hair, they'll light it with a lighter.
I'm gonna keep zooming until you guys are really uncomfortable.
They'll put markers on the Barbie.
I'm reminded of Cynthia from Rugrats.
Whatever you want to do there, Quentin Tarantino.
So Weird Barbie says that, the little girl who's playing with you is sad, and her sadness has ripped a hole in the space-time continuum that separates Barbie Land from the real world. So you need to go there. And she offers Barbie the illusion of choice. You can just go back to your normal life.
Wait! It's the Matrix for little girls?
Wait! No. And Barbie says, "Please plug me back in." He's like, no, let's do this again. And she's like, no, I want to be plugged back in. And he's like going, no, you don't have a choice.
I knew a stripper that always wanted to be plugged.
And so she tells Barbie the multi-stage process to go from Barbie Land to the real world. And there's a big party, and Barbie's going to all her friends going, I'm just coming up with excuses not to go, tee-hee. And all the Kens egg on it's literally meet Ken, played by Ryan Gosling, to go with Barbie, and he eventually does. Oh, also, they bring out Alan, who is Ken's friend, but they make Alan gay-coded, which becomes important later. And he's played by Michael Cera.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask if he was played by Alan Carr.
Someone who is in fact fake and gay.
Yes. So Barbie and Ken go from the world of the divine to the world of the not divine to get sacred knowledge to bring it back. So it is a Campbellian hero's journey story.
I was going to say it's a hero's journey story.
This is a hero's journey story that Barbie is going to find what she needs to bring the knowledge back to restore things.
Wait,
and so
the movie was getting a sequel.
Well, I mean, Will Ferrell's in this movie. We're going to get to that in a moment.
Now you just ruined it.
So, no. Will Ferrell was actually delightful in this movie.
I don't believe you. I can't stand that.
No, he was. He was delightful in this movie. It's like he actually was having a good time. And he actually...
What? No.
So Barbie and Ken encounter Venice Beach, California. And
they should.
Everybody is super misogynistic to Barbie because, of course, they are. But instead of being like, the actual level of misogyny that you would have in the real world, it's dialed up to 11. Now, I know what you're thinking. Shouldn't you just make your loudest part of your dial a 10? So no, because this one goes up to 11.
Right.
As it should.
Right.
Whereas Ken, for the first time in his life, has people looking at him and appreciating him as a valid human being.
But he's not a human being. He's a Ken.
Well, no, he is a human being because he's gone to the real world. And he's going through the process of transforming into a human being.
See, Ayrton, you might be too young for this, but it's kind of cool world rules, where if you're in the real world, you're a real person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the culmination...
On Twitter, Soderson on Twitter, a friend of the show. Have you met Soderson, Larry?
I might have.
He's been on the show a few times.
Yeah, but I think that was before we had permanent co-host.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. So what's he saying on Twitter?
But, he's an analog of Nick Recato.
Right.
He said the missus want to see the Barbie movie, so
it's going to be a good time. But your wife may have problems with you laughing at certain parts of the movie.
I think Soder's wife would get it. He's a shit poster.
So the capstone of the initial misogyny is, of course, Barbie having derogatory comments being made at her by construction workers. Because in Barbie Land, all the construction workers are Barbies. What was she wearing? She was wearing a rainbow-colored jumpsuit.
Oh, okay. Then that makes sense.
And she tells the construction workers, just so you know, I don't have any genitals, and neither does he. And the construction workers say, okay, that's cool, I guess. Like, they
just means you can't get pregnant.
And then somebody slaps Barbie on the ass. And Barbie then punches him right in the face. And she gets booked, which is a thing that wouldn't actually happen in the real world.
I might still.
Well, no. If there are witnesses that say, listen, this guy slapped this woman's ass and she punched him, cops wouldn't file charges in that situation. Because if cops take that to court, most public defenders are going to get that tossed by a jury. And then the cop's boss is going to be mad. The prosecutor's going to be mad. They just go to the guy and say, hey, listen, don't fucking do that. You absolute mongoloid animal.
Those exact words, by the way.
But this, again, if that happened, then the plot of the movie would proceed as it was meant to proceed. And then Barbie has the intelligent idea, because Ken doesn't have any intelligent ideas yet in this movie, to get new clothes. But Barbie and Ken don't have money, So they get arrested again for stealing clothes. And the guy from the clothes shop eventually drops the charges against them because it's like, oh, eh. And then
These
Barbie says,
crackheads.
and Barbie's like going, how do I find the little girl who's sad? So Barbie meditates at the bus stop. Meanwhile,
So,
Did you find
this
Harold?
is just Did they just film San Francisco for this movie? Like, is there
no,
even a
this is
script?
Los Angeles.
I'm gonna be serious for a minute.
Whatever.
What's the name of that Disney movie where a Disney princess gets transported to New York?
I know the one you're talking about.
Enchanted.
Enchanted.
This is basically Enchanted by Mattel.
Oh no! It's going to get much worse. But hold on. So Ken was told by Barbie to walk away, but not walk away too far, because she doesn't value Ken or think Ken has anything useful to provide. And then Ken discovers our world, where men like him are not only valued but powerful. They're on all the money. They're the presidents. Everything's really fucking great. And also there's lots of horses, which Ken in a cowboy costume seems to gravitate towards. And
Wait, so
Is
is
that
this
what
a
Ken
story
would
about...
gravitate towards in our real world, buddy?
and
Wait,
so
is,
Ken was,
is this a story of the patriarchy versus misandry?
oh wait. Don't spoil the
Sorry.
I'm just gonna say
surprise.
Miss Andre is the worst supervillain.
So Barbie, meditating at the bus stop,
I'm gonna go find a
finds
cheap free AI thing. I'm gonna put Miss
Finds
Andre
the-
in and see what happens.
finds the little girl, and then she sees an old woman and says, "You're beautiful and wonderful and great." And the old woman says, "I know." Because again, the Barbies
obviously
all
knows
live. The Barbies all live in a world where they think that they've made everything wonderful for women because Barbie defeated sexism. That's what the Barbies all believe because they're retarded. Meanwhile, there's a call comes into Mattel from the FBI. Now, this is something that I kind of didn't like initially, and then later I liked it. So there's a cubicle drone who all of a sudden half the cubicle for the FBI guy going, listen, one of your things slipped out of its dimension again. It's gonna be all like that incident with Skipper
Again?
in Key West. When Skipper broke into somebody's house, forced them to let her babysit their kids, and then she took a baby, jet ski. And then the guy goes, "Oh, this is terrible. I heard about this. We had to cover that whole thing up." And so he goes up to the top of the building, and the button literally says all the way to the top. And all of the corporate drones are dressed in a uniform manner. So the Mattel Corporation is a bunch of soulless drones like the Barbie world, which is really a weird thing to do if you're a corporation and you're wanting to make a pseudo advertisement movie about yourself. That's a weird flex. And then we discover it's not the little girl who's feeling a sad. It's the mom who's feeling a sad. Because she's drawing pictures of cellulite Barbie, constantly thinking about death Barbie. and she's the personal assistant.
That one when I was a kid.
And she's the personal assistant of the CEO of Mattel, played by Will Ferrell, who's talking about how we want to make a wonderful, imaginative product that helps young women learn about their agency and their value in society.
So it is a variation of the Lego movie.
Yes, but instead of Will Ferrell being the dad who's obsessed about work, he's the fake corporate boss who's selling feminism to women to sell them cheap plastic products. Because he cares about women. And women are the backbone of this company.
Isn't that just
It's run entirely by men.
Isn't that just like like boob jobs and shit? Isn't that what that is?
No. We're talking about Barbies. We're talking about really cheap plastic. Boob jobs will cost you a couple of $1,000 here.
Have you seen some of these plastic surgeons work? Like, come on.
I mean, you could buy 10,000 Barbies worth of plastic for the cost of a single boob job.
That's true.
For the cost
But-
of nearly a Barbie a day.
One boob
You
boob
two
or
can ensure that young women in Central America and Africa can have boob jobs.
So
also
the
Ayrton, Miss Andrea as a character has already been created.
Oh,
Yes.
has it? Well, why didn't you
Several
guys tell me that
times,
before I
yes.
started fucking around with this? Trying
Because
to find
Larry
and
was still
create.
talking.
Yeah. So
Fuckers.
the
I don't know, I
CEO
kinda
doesn't
like
want to
this
listen
design
to
now, it's
the
kinda cool.
the CEO doesn't want to listen to the drone, so the drone has to whisper to the CEO's flunkies and the board of directors, who whisper it all the way back up to him. They're like going, "Oh no, it's Barbie. She's escaped." And they say, "Oh, and Ken's also escaped." And they're like, going, who gives a fuck about Ken?" And
So sorry, I'm still stuck on the FBI thing when they say another one of your creations has escaped their dimension.
yeah, Skipper,
Is this gonna,
Barbie's little sister, escaped.
Are we gonna have a Mattel cinematic universe next?
Well, that was the plan, but
The
Mattel kind of screwed that up.
Mattel-averse.
But
well, see, the second movie with the testing crowds didn't go so well, where Barbie leaves Ken for G.I. Joe.
that was actually one of the versions that didn't make it out of production. They were also going to have a Barbie He-Man crossover, which thankfully got killed.
And then Barbie gets knocked up and smokes cigarettes and hangs out.
Wasn't it called
Hmm?
Barbarella?
No. Barbarella is
Stripperella.
much too base for either of those things. So, Barbie and Ken go to the school where everybody thinks Barbie is really fucking crazy because she's in basically a pink stripper
She's a
cowgirl
woman?
outfit. No, because she's in basically a pink stripper cowgirl outfit, and she's showing up at a school, and Ken's in a gay cowboy outfit with frills.
Like you do.
And
So again, they fit
there's
right
some,
in Los Angeles.
they fit 100% into Los Angeles. And Barbie doesn't want Ken involved in talking to the sad girl. So Ken goes to the library and gets a book on why men rule everything, the patriarchy, war, and stuff. And Ken learns basic political theory while Barbie is trying to bond with the sad girl, who tells Barbie she sucks, she's a fascist, she makes little girls feel terrible about their bodies, and she's always been that way. And Barbie starts crying because no one's ever talked to her like that. She's Barbie, and everybody in Barbie world talks about how amazing other Barbies are. And my cherry on top of that whole sequence is, I'm not a fascist. I don't control an industrial system and railroads. And again, that whole sequence wasn't played to be cringe.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So everybody's talking about how woke this movie is and how badly it depicts things. When the logic is that when exposed to the real world, Ken actually starts putting together that he's a person with value because he reads books about the contributions of men to society. Okay.
And also that people
wait a
he
minute.
encounters
But
treat
wait
him
a
with
minute.
value.
But wait a minute. Barbie knows what the word fascist means.
Yes.
This
Well, because it sounds like
implies-
Barbie. It
But
sounds
wait a
like
minute.
Barbie Land is a fascist
Wait,
society.
no. This means, by implication, that there was a Barbie World War One, a Barbie World War II, and a Barbie Hitler.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm looking
For
at
Barbie,
Barbie
only
Hitler
Ken
now.
is going to be hottest the toy of the year.
so again, what I'm going to specify again at this point, because we're about to the halfway point of the movie. This was clearly not the intention of the writer director of this movie, but it absolutely played out on the screen like that.
So this is not
My
the
dream house.
result I was expecting. I was expecting to find when I looked up Hitler
You
Barbie.
Barbie.
But
You caused Barbie an actual Nazi. Yes. So good people.
Nikolaus Barbie was a German officer of the SS and SD who worked in Vichy, France during World War II.
Yep.
He became known as the Butcher of Lyon for having personally tortured prisoners, primarily redacted, and members of the French resistance.
Yep. So then, while Barbie is sad and crying, the forces
he died in the same year I was born. The
Yep.
fuck?
Yep. So Barbie, while sad and crying, the people from Mattel come to pick her up, but Barbie then becomes happy because obviously Mattel is here to fix everything.
Oh,
And, Barbie didn't fail society. There's clearly a problem at Mattel, and Barbie will go there and fix it. And Barbie immediately becomes happy. Now, Ken sees all this thing. He has a choice.
This is more what I was expecting. Right.
Yes.
right.
Yes. So Ken sees all of this, and unlike Barbie, Ken makes a choice. He could go with Barbie to Mattel,
Oh God.
or he could go back to Barbie Land and educate the Kens about the possibility
Oh God.
of a
no.
society where they have value and power.
Can I point out the vast majority of Barbies are blonde-haired and blue-eyed?
Not in this movie.
Did Hitler Barbie win?
No, not in this movie, because Michelle Obama Barbie is the president.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's logical.
That's just
So-
perfect.
Wait, Michael Obama, the first transgender Barbie?
No, Michelle. So Barbie goes in, and the corporate board, talks to her, and Barbie's like, saying, "Well, I'm going to fix things, do this, do that." And said, "We'll fix things." They bring out the box and say, "Hey, you know what we'll do? We'll put you in this box, and we'll just take you back to Barbie Land, and everything will be fine." And Barbie goes, "Man, this box smells like a nice new box." And then she realizes, wait a minute. This is a trap. This is a trick.
I said the same thing when I first got with my ex-wife because she was a virgin at the time.
Oof.
Actually, box.
So Barbie is then chased by the board of directors of Mattel through the cubicle drone section of the office until Barbie comes to this office on the 17th floor where the spirit of the creator of Barbie has an office. So the ghost of the creator of Barbie, who, unlike what the movie says, and I'll give the movie, I won't criticize the movie for its artistic license. She was removed from running Barbie for a stock scam. The movie said she was removed for cheating the IRS out of taxes.
So same thing. I would promote somebody if they cheated my company out of having to pay taxes to the IRS.
No. She was already in charge of the company, and they fired her for fraud.
No, but I'm saying, like, if I owned a company and one of my employees was cheating the
But she
IRS
owned
on
the
behalf of
company.
my company,
She owned the company, and she got fired for fraud.
Oh, okay.
Then she, Barbie meets God, and God encourages her, and then gives her the ability to escape. Because, I mean, literally, it's Barbie meeting her creator. So, like the opening of 2001, with, God uplifting the monkeys, it's God talking to Barbie, who's having an existential crisis.
No, but see, is Barbie God a Barbie?
No, she's not. Barbie's just a perfect immortal being.
Barbie's God is a woman.
Well, Rhea Perlman plays the spirit of the creator of Barbie.
I mean, the subtitle of this movie could literally be, "Are you there, God? It's me, Barbie."
Are you sure you didn't watch Oppenheimer?
No, this is not Oppenheimer. We haven't even gotten to the fun part yet. So the fun part. So Barbie gets in the car where sad mom and sad little girl are.
Are we going to talk about how Oppenheimer bombed in Japan? But everybody in Hiroshima said they had a blast.
They even said it was lit.
Robert Oppenheimer made the world's first rice cooker. It's not his fault that the world couldn't appreciate it.
Anyway, so sad mom and sad little girl go through a car chase where they're chased by the forces of Mattel through the city. And little girl, validates her mom. Barbie validates her mom. It's all of the toxic femininity stuff that in the opening of the movie is utterly absurd and you laugh at. And at this point in the movie, it's supposed to be an emotional arc, but it comes off as going, are y'all crazy? Because it sounds like you're talking crazy. The little girl says, "Mom, how'd you learn to drive like that?" "Oh, well, there's this guy I used to date." "You mean Dad?" "Yeah, I mean your dad." She did not mean her dad. Not at all. And so Barbie takes 2 humans into Barbie Land.
Well,
I'm
that's
gonna
just against the
restate.
rules.
I'm going to restate. This is basically Cool World.
Kind of, sorta. But hold on. So the board, the suits from Mattel, are extremely worried now because this is literally a dogs and cats living together mass hysteria moment. So the suits are also going to Barbie World. So Barbie and her 2.
So, like, the higher ups at Mattel can just like go into like they have a dimensional. Did Chris Chan write this movie? Sorry, my brain just broke trying to say that sentence.
So there's a series of steps you have to take, and the first step or the last step, depending on where you're coming from, is rollerblading in Venice Beach, California.
Again, did Chris Chan write this movie?
No, because Chris Chan would have had a happier ending.
Larry, I just want to
I
point
don't
out,
want to think
haven't had
about Chris
a drop
Chan
of
having a
alcohol.
happy ending.
There would have been more sex if it was a Chris Chan written movie. I'll give you that.
So
I haven't had a drop of alcohol all week, Larry.
So Barbie and her human friends come to Barbie Land, and they discover things have been changed. All the Barbies want not just attention from the Kens, they also give attention to the Kens. And the Kens have taken on traits of masculinity, including Ryan Gosling Ken, who's got a fucking mink fur coat on. He's renamed the Barbie Dream House the Ken Mojo Dojo Hacienda. And the Kens have all evicted the Barbies from their homes. There's actually a sequence of the movie where the humans ask Barbie where the Kens live. You know, I don't know, Barbie said. And
so
Gosling,
it was the workers rising up against the bourgeoisie.
Yes,
Okay.
that is literally what happened. This is literally what happened in the movie, and the bourgeoisie is going to defeat the workers' revolution. It's going to be great.
Why are you so awful, Larry?
No, this is hilarious. This is
almost as good as Marvel's Race War.
This is easily in my top 5 movies of 2023.
No, this is. I'm going to pause it. This is actually better than Marvel's Race War because Marvel's Race War was exactly as stupid as they meant it to be. This is accidentally brilliant. This is better.
So Barbie becomes depressed because she's seen all of her smarter Barbies, all the more capable Barbies, all the better Barbies than her, because she is stereotypical Barbie, or as a less kind way to call her, basic bitch Barbie. So she feels.
I want them to make a basic bitch Barbie. That would be hilarious.
So she's become a broken husk of herself. And so Weird Barbie and other discontinued Barbie toys bring her back to Weird Barbie's house. Like growing up Skipper, because there was an actual Skipper where you could move her hand up and down and grow her boobs.
What?
That was an actual Barbie toy they made. Also, Sugar Daddy Palm Beach Ken.
I'm typing in boob growing Barbie.
This is an actual thing.
What the fuck did you just send me? I'm not opening this goddamn computer age. What the fuck?
All I'm gonna say is you're gonna be on a watch list now, man.
I've been on a watch list.
And so sad mom has to tell Barbie, you know, it's so hard being a woman. You can't have this feeling. You can't have this feeling. You can't have this thought. You can't be rude, but you can't be too nice. You can't be this. You can't be that.
Here's the correct link.
Yep. And she's like, can't be this. You can't be that. And you're so beautiful. And it makes me feel bad that you don't understand how beautiful you are. And all of that bullshit snaps Barbie back into attention. And also snaps one of the Nobel Prize winning Barbies back into attention. And so they develop a scheme to defeat the Kens and prevent the Kens from voting to give themselves full civil rights in Barbie world.
Church, I was looking for boob growing Barbie videos, not a picture of you from college.
That's basic bitch Barbie, Ayrton.
So also
What's
the
not
Kens
pictured are the UGG boots.
also the Kens
Oh, you're
plan
right.
to build a wall around Barbie World and make the G.I. Joes pay for it.
No, they don't. You're lying.
No, they did. They did. They were building a wall. The only reason they didn't stop them.
You.
No, they were. They were building a wall, and most of the construction workers, by the way, were Mexicans. But
Did they make the Mexican Barbies pay for it?
Is it El Barbibo or like?
And Alan says the reason that they haven't built the wall yet is they only understand how to build the wall up and down. They don't know how to build the wall side to side.
Hold on, we're gonna interrupt this, for this vintage toy commercial. All right.
Well, now you can using Busty Brenda. Take her arm from the southwest, and boom, she gets bigger breasts.
Yep. That is an actual character for the movie.
Harrison, you don't want her to be busty? No worries. Take her arm, spin it southeast, and boom, she becomes a petite.
Look at my Bobby's boobies, Mommy.
I
They really
went
grow.
to high school with this girl.
I'm Busty Brenda, not intended for boys.
For the low price of $69.99, you can pick up a Busty Brenda dollar store near you.
That's
Busty Brenda comes with 2 minutes,
misogynist
size,
or
three different bra sizes, and a pamphlet
sexist.
about why
That's
your body is
sexist.
changing.
Yeah. They also have Sugar Daddy Palm Beach Ken in there. So yeah. And so the Barbie's plan is to catfish all of the Kens and then manipulate them into fighting each other for sexual dominance, thus keeping them from voting in the election to get full civil rights.
But I thought they didn't
Wow,
have sexual
that's
organs.
fucked up.
What was that, Ayrton?
I thought they made a point to say they didn't have sexual organs. So that how
Right.
can they have sexual dominance?
Well, because the Kens have been taught that sexual dominance is a thing that men should have over women. So the women use the men's desire for sexual dominance against them.
Oh God, I hate everything about what you're saying right now.
I really,
I'm kind of retarded.
I really want to
I
point
think
out
we all are.
how fucked up it is. Okay, that a major filmic release that everyone is screaming
Did you
about
just say
for being
filmic?
the woke. Yes,
Filmic.
for
Is that a
everyone is
word?
screaming about- Yes,
It is a
Yes.
word.
that everyone is
Okay.
screaming about for being the most woke thing ever, right? Is about women trying to deny rights to men
Using their bodies.
using their
It's,
bodies. That's
I-
not
I will
woke
say-
language at all.
I will say, in your defense, Ayrton, it's basically a word used by people that don't understand the term cinematic.
That's fair.
No,
Well, no.
no. This is not cinematic. Cinematic would be would be spectacle.
Also during the
no,
process of
Anything
catfishing
relating to
Kens-
cinematography.
So also during the process of catfishing the Kens, there was a deprogramming booth where Sad Mom would talk to the Barbies and make them realize that a little existential dread helps them manage their lives and deprograms them from the desire for men.
According to the dictionary, filmic relating to movies or cinematography.
There was a lot of good cinematography in this movie. So the moment before the Kens get in,
it's also an Apple app.
yes.
Filmic
So the
Pro
moment before
V7 transforms your mobile device into a professional cinema camera, allowing you to capture the highest quality video possible on a
I doubt
smartphone.
that.
By the
That's
way,
what it says. All right.
all the Kens are when they're trying to romance the Barbies as they're about to be pushed to a frothing sexual wrath. They're all playing like 90s guitar bro romance songs around the fire at the beach.
So are they trying to say that women are easily manipulated by cheesy romance songs and sex?
Well, no, because the women all use their cell phones to trick the Kens into thinking other Kens want their Barbies.
What the fuck even is this
Also-
goddamn movie?
Also, Alan at one point in the movie reveals that InSync are all Allens that escaped from Barbie World and nobody cared.
That makes sense, actually.
That checks out. Yeah.
I like that bit of lore.
That also makes the Alice Cooper music video "Gimme" a lot funnier because he blows up the Backstreet Boys.
Yes. So the Kens all have a giant spectacle battle with sporting equipment, and then later they have a interpretive dance off, which is settled where all of the Kens come together as one group where they finally resolve their conflicts because they're all Ken.
Did
Oh, I
BC
saw
write
that,
this
Red.
movie?
No, he
Are
did
you
not.
sure?
No, it's actually pretty good, according to Larry. I just have no idea what the
It
fuck's
is.
going on, and he's been talking about it for 40 minutes.
I mean, we do have Bigfoot Goes to Hell is coming out this fall, so
And so the Kens
Oh, thank God,
march
there's a
on.
good movie coming.
yeah.
So the Kens march on the Barbie enclave where all the Barbie houses are, and the Barbies have reclaimed their homes because they deprive the Kens of their rights to vote, which is hilarious in this movie.
So the Kens went to war with the Barbies, kind of like how the Emus
No,
defeated the Australians. They just took
no.
back
No.
their land.
No, the Kens did a war with other Kens, which was
Oh.
manipulated by the Barbies to prevent the Kens from exercising their right to vote.
I'm so confused.
Well, no, it's real simple. The Kens wanted to vote to give themselves power to govern Barbie world. And the Barbies manipulated the Kens into fighting each other so they wouldn't participate in civil society.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, like crackheads. Got it.
Yes. And then Barbie confronts her Ken. And she says, "Hey, buddy, you need to figure out who you are without me. You need to become a complete person on your own."
Now that I've
she did not-
manipulated you to all this shit.
She did not say it. She did not use the line, "It's not me, it's you."
She did.
Or "It's not you,
She-
it's me." Sorry, I said that backwards.
she-
Wow, I've
she-
used that one
she's-
way too many times.
She said, "Well, you need to find out who you are. And you're not your job. You're not your things. You need to find out who Ken is and become okay with Ken." And
Bitch.
then Sad Mom.
She sounds like the chick who's 33 and single, and who needs to find herself now after she's
Yes.
been railed through by 3,700 guys.
Right, but that's what Ken is, and Ken is the only one of the Kens. Ryan Gosling Ken is the only one of the Kens who actually expresses love and a desire to be in a family with his Barbie. All the other Kens get to be with their Barbies, except for Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Kensling.
Exactly. And then as the Mattel Bros show up, Sad Mom says, "Hey, what if we just make ordinary Barbie, who's not like really hot, not really, ugly. She's just ordinary. She's just like, in her mid-30s, has a kid, and wants to feel cute." And the Mattel Bros are like, "Yeah, that's what will totally sell."
Wait, MILF Barbie?
Not MILF Barbie, because MILF Barbie implies she's extra sexy. Just solid 7 Barbie.
I mean, MILF is just mother I'd like to fuck, so that sounds
Yeah, but
close
MILFs
enough.
are normally like an 8 or
That's anything over
No,
for a 3 for Eric.
no, a MILF is like a 6 or higher, and
Look,
like their
look,
early to
Ayrton,
mid 30s.
Ayrton, of the three of us, Church is the only one who's married. I think he can actually speak to what a MILF is.
Hey. In fairness, Ayrton was married.
And in fairness, I've fucked a couple MILFs.
Excellent. But then the spirit of the creator,
Also.
then the spirit of the creator of Barbie descends, because the little girl says Barbie can't have her story end with falling in love with Ken for reasons, and she says, "Well, I don't really love him," which is a horrible thing to say. And then the creator of Barbie takes basic bitch Barbie to heaven, and they talk. And Barbie's like saying, "I want to be a real girl. Can I?" And she says, "Well, you don't need my permission to be a real girl, but I need to explain to you what it's like to be a human being." And so Barbie uses her feeling powers that all women have to feel.
That's actually the most realistic thing you've said. Feeling powers.
Oh God!
And she experiences memories and feelings of what it's like to be a human being, and then she goes back to the real world that she didn't want to be in, that made her feel bad, versus Ken, who could have gone to the real world where he was a valued person with dignity and rights and respect. And she's with the family. She's basically like this mixed race family, half Hispanic, half white. has adopted a blonde white woman in their 30s, and they take her to her first gynecology appointment, and that's how they end the movie.
Oh.
Larry, do me a favor real quick.
Yes.
Check your Venmo account. I just sent you a request for the medical bills it's going to cost to get the fucking hemorrhage I've developed fixed.
So actually, I found a clip from the movie. It's one of the confrontations between Ken and Barbie. I think it'll be interesting.
Once it loads up.
Oh, did it not load?
Oh, there it is.
Oh, I started it.
Look, now I'm gonna block him in.
Is that basically how the movie ends?
Well, no, the movie ends with Barbie just going to the gynecologist's office.
I don't think we can show that on YouTube or
One
on
moment.
Rumble, but I'll look it up. One moment, Larry.
Jesus
You have all the content for the
Christ.
show today.
Well, I met with a Burger King today. Does that help?
Yeah, actually, it does.
Don't get the Big King. It's a scam. It's a very small burger. It's smaller than the Whopper. They lie.
That's true.
The fries still suck. And if you order a large onion ring, you're still getting a medium.
No, hey, Burger King fries are way better, like than any other
Then
fast
what-
food fry. Come on,
What? Salty assholes?
than any other fast food fry.
You are a fucking idiot if you think that.
Guys, we all work here. We know what a salty
better?
asshole is.
That's true.
McDonald's fries.
No, McDonald's fries are garbage. They're too thin. There's no potato to them. There's no smush in the middle,
It's a
as it
vessel.
were.
Oh, for ketchup, you asshole.
Ketchup is gross. I don't eat
fucking
ketchup
gross.
on my fries.
Sorry,
I
I was
do
summoned
malt-
away
I do
to
malt-
solve a. I
No,
was
we're
summoned
arguing
away
about
to
French
solve a
fries.
little
Shut up,
IT problem.
Dude, no, malt vinegar is the proper condiment to put on French fries.
It is.
Right. But you asked about delicious fries, and I told you that the people
What do you mean?
who
What?
cook McDonald's fries, freshly cooked, are the appropriate French fry.
No, they're not. Burger King is way better. They're crispy on the outside and they're nice and soft and fluffy
look,
on the
I'm
inside.
not-
They maintain their longevity.
I'm not bothered
Pretty
by
long, but they
mixed
taste
like
fries
salty
spinach.
assholes.
I want to know why you
Folks.
want to put vinegar on fucking French fries, you
I said
barbarian.
I said
No,
malt
malt
vinegar.
Malt vinegar. Malt vinegar. It's what you get on chips with fish and
No,
yeah.
chips.
No,
Yeah.
ketchup. You're an American.
No.
You put fucking
No.
ketchup
No,
on
put malt
French
vinegar.
fries.
Ketchup is
Everybody
gross.
get-
I don't put ketchup on anything.
By the way, everybody, I apologize for leaving for a moment and this
Yeah,
becoming
this is
the
what happens.
what the
This
show
is what
developed
happens when
into.
you leave, Larry. You see what happens?
What happens?
So
Fuck the stranger in the ass.
so do you guys have any thoughts about what I've told you about the Barbie movie?
I think I'm gonna watch it.
You to approve that Venmo
I'm
request.
gonna. Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch it just and then watch Ben Shapiro's review so we can talk about that next week.
Because I mean, I'm pretty sure Ben Shapiro lacks any sense of irony. Also, my reading of this movie comes entirely from the way the performances were done and how they all
Well,
land.
Well, Larry, give Shapiro a break. They're just now starting to roll out Chat GPT-4, and I don't think they've updated his software to the most recent one. Okay, so
But the process of going from Barbie land to the real world is you have to get in the Barbie Corvette and then drive until you get into the Barbie speedboat. Then you get into the Barbie spaceship. You get onto the Barbie tandem bike, which goes to the Netherlands.
wait. You go from Corvette to speedboat to rocket ship to tandem bike?
Yes. Then you get
Okay.
into the Barbie hippie van, and you're somewhere in the hippie van that's unclear. Then you get into the Barbie, what do you call the thing you do is like a motor sled thing for snow.
A snowmobile?
A snowmobile. I completely lost the word for snowmobile, and then you go from snowmobile to rollerblades.
That the logic tracks. I get it.
And you have to go in reverse to go from the real world to Barbie Land.
Oh, okay. And wait, reversing
How do you
all of
get to
them
the
or just the
spaceship
rollerblades?
on the tandem bike?
That is actually a joke. That's actually a joke. Well, do you mean like we have to do it like no? You have to do it the exact series of steps, but not doing it backwards. But just doing the same steps in reverse order.
Oh,
That's an
reverse
actual
order.
joke.
Gotcha. I
It's an
thought you
actual
meant like you
joke
had to
from the
like
movie.
you had to like snowmobile in reverse, which doesn't work because
That's an actual joke from the movie.
Oh, okay.
No, but how do you get from the tandem bike? It's a Barbie movie. Good, Miss Rena, don't do this to me, please.
Miss Rita, I give the Barbie movie a solid 7 out of 10. And I would say it's somewhere between the 3rd to 5th best movie I've seen in theaters this year.
So Rena, if you remember my review of Marvel's Race War, it's about in that same league of ridiculousness, is what it seems like.
So Rune, do you have any other questions about
But
the deep
apparently good
politics of the
ridiculousness.
Barbie movie?
Well, no, so much as it does reaffirm something I've been talking about the last week or so. I might have mentioned it last show, I don't recall. But it's becoming very difficult to value the opinions of other commentators in our sphere. And it's so weird to say that we share a sphere with, like, the critical drinker.
I
but
mean,
we
we're
do.
the crust on the
Right.
outside of the bread. He's the
Right.
warm
Right.
dough in the middle.
But here's the thing. No, I did mention this last week.
We're
talking
the
about
slightly moldy crust on the outside of the bread.
we
Come
are.
on, Larry.
But we were talking
Yeah, we're
about
the molded
Dial
bread
of
that was thrown
Destiny.
away last week.
We were
Yeah.
talking about Dial of Destiny, and I was saying how one of the problems I had is that this movie was burned well before it ever showed by all of the leaks, the rumors, the people were priming to hate it. The
So
fact
let
that
me-
it was objectionable was a thing. So
Let me actually
Well,
use
let me-
Dial of Destiny for a moment because this is actually interesting and a very good point.
Well,
I
actually,
couldn't conceive of how
real
you
quick.
could tell a Barbie movie story that would be a good movie.
well,
Likewise,
But
likewise,
Rune,
Grandpa Indiana Jones. I don't know how you could tell that story well, and they didn't. But Greta Gerwig figured out something that worked for the Barbie movie.
But hold on, Rune. I
Yeah.
don't remember there being any like pre-animus towards this movie. I remember everyone being excited for it.
It was more complicated.
No.
Well,
Before-
okay, not excited,
let me-
but like, okay, this
let me
might
explain.
actually be
You want to
good.
know? Let me fill you in. So before the movie dropped, no, it was all over the place, and nobody really knew what was going on. We expected it to be redonkulous, which apparently it is. Okay, but now that it's dropped, everyone is digging out their battle lines like it's a new front in an argument.
Basically,
and
these
I'm-
are people who a 7
Rena,
why a 7 out of 10.
Rena, you have to go back and watch the first
So-
57
so
minutes of the
why
show
it's a
to
7
see
out of
why
10.
it's
No,
a
no,
7.
No, I can answer why it's a 7 out of 10. There's a
Let me-
subplot about the Kens that doesn't resolve in a satisfactory manner because Barbie has become self-aware. And instead of saying, well, wait a minute, the way women are treated in the real world is shitty. The way we're treating Kens here is shitty. Treating the Kens shitty to regain power is probably not the way to make Barbie world the place we want it to be. But the movie is unwilling to follow its own internal logic. If it did, it could have been a 10 out of 10.
But here's what I'm getting at, though. Okay. Right now, if I go to my YouTube sphere and I pull up my subscriptions, right?
Mhm.
I can probably find 3 videos from 3 respected commentators talking about how this movie's a woke piece of shit.
Yes.
Okay? And the thing is that all of those people had a vested interest before they ever saw it in hating it. Because they make their bread tube on hating it. Right?
So here's the thing.
Well, let me
I saw
finish.
a lot
Let me
of that,
finish.
and I saw
Let me
other
finish.
people on the
There's
other
a-
side. Go ahead.
There's another component to this. So Oppenheimer, Nolan, probably was going to be a great movie regardless.
Yes.
Probably is a good movie all on its own.
Yes.
Jim Caviezel's movie, right? Probably great. I haven't seen it yet, right? But because the other side wants to hate on them for not being something else, right? The people that don't like the Barbie movie are the same people saying, go see Oppenheimer, go see Caviezel's film. And while I want to say that it's because they're good films, right? I can't shake the feeling that it's a push to support politics, right? Because
Well-
here we are. Here's the here we are. We're talking about this movie that I wasn't going to see, and we've just laughed our asses off for an hour about how utterly ridiculous it is, and now I kind of want to see it.
See, but Rune, we're also, I think, one of the only shows that gave a positive review to Wakanda Forever.
Right, but
Yes, but we said it was so bad it was good.
my point is though is that we
I'm
four
just
assholes,
saying.
and Larry, you're one of us assholes. You can't deny it. We
Hmm.
four assholes do not base our overall opinion on something on objective external politics and standing with a party line. We base our opinions on how we feel about it as individuals, and happen to agree with certain groups and ideas, and
Yeah.
disagree with others. I
mean-
find more and more that like the social tribes are becoming very polarized. Right.
That's fair, but also Rune, we're in a different spot, I think, than most other like pop culture type shows. Whereas the fact that
We're
our
small.
well, not even that. Our two biggest guests have been Don Chin and BC14.
Which are great.
No, they're both fantastic. But I'm just saying, our perspective on media, I think, is a little bit skewed.
I'm working on getting us somebody who actually is connected to a Trump personality, so it'll be hilarious.
That's the thing. I don't know if our perspective is skewed, and I don't think being
Well, okay,
small
not
is necessarily a
not
problem.
not okay, maybe not
Like-
skewed, but it's we tend to divert in what we find enjoyable.
Right, but what I'm
Mhm.
saying is I think the more popular people get in this weird sphere of media commentary, the more constrained their opinions get, because if they don't play to their specific audiences, they lose viewers. And I don't think we give a shit about that.
Social media punishes nuance.
Right.
Yeah,
And this is a movie that there is nuance, even if we take it with the leftist feminist critique that Greta Gerwig most likely constructed the movie to be. And also there's a nuance that this is what the author created, but the performances are absurd. Because the Barbie is a creature of hyper reality, so there's no way to do a realistic humanistic interpretation of these realistic humanistic things. So it actually ends up making fun of the politics.
Well, you know what else it sounds like? We mentioned the Lego movie, we mentioned Cool World, but it also sounds like the Truman Show, kinda.
Kinda.
Right? Because you have
Yeah,
these
but less
Barbies and these
gay.
Kens. We have these Barbies and these Kens living in their fantasy worlds, completely separate from the real world. And when they get exposed to the real world, things do not add up like they expect. It just also doesn't have like self-awareness.
Well, it has fake self-awareness.
well,
Right.
Which, again, everything is toxic, everything is plastic, everything is fake. And the
Well,
movie
I mean,
says, well, let's go
Descartes
back to
said,
being
"I
that.
fake, therefore I gay."
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
yeah. So, and again, that's kind of why I brought up like Wakanda Forever and stuff, is because we tend to look at things through, even though Wakanda Forever was unintentionally hilarious. And this I'm not. I'll have to watch it to make a decision whether it was unintentional or intentionally entertaining. But I still think we tend to have, just in general, regardless of our size of show, we tend to have a different point of view when it comes to consuming media.
Mm.
I'm just saying.
We tend to find the more ridiculous in things.
Yeah, I'm just saying, any large corporation who wants to amplify our views, I will sell out. So I have a number. If you give me the number, I will sell out. The church will also sell out.
I too have a number.
I will also.
It's not selling
sell
out; it's buying in.
Yeah.
All I'm saying.
Oh right.
But,
yeah, we're buying in. Hold on, let me put the banner up.
But
Hey,
I
don't joke about
do-
that. It might be on the chopping block because
I
Disney's
do-
pulling itself off.
I do
I know.
I have a second review that I
Well,
would
but-
be remiss in not mentioning.
well, before
I
you
finally
get to
got to
that,
see Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
okay.
That is another movie that was fun and legitimately great. Did any of you guys see that movie?
I did not, but I
No,
remember
no.
nobody shit talking it at all. Like it is a movie that was almost universally loved.
So it, like the Barbie movie, is a movie that is about mortality. So Puss is a badass, and he laughs in the face of death. He's punched 8 of his 9 tickets, and then Death shows up and says, "So you're laughing at me, huh, bitch? I figure I'll punch your last ticket myself because it would be fun for me." And so Puss runs away until Adventure finds the hero and tells him, "Hey, there's a magical wish-giving star, and if you go to it, you can get whatever wish you want." So Puss, with a therapy chihuahua, and
See your ass, Rune.
his ex fiance that he left at the altar, go to get a wish, and of course, on the process of going to the wishing star, they find their own wish in reality. Also in tandem with them is Goldilocks and the Three Bears, who are a gang of British hoodlums. And Goldilocks' wish was to find the real family that she deserved. She realized she had it all along.
Oh, of course.
And little Jack Horner became Big Jack Horner, who just became a greedy, corrupt asshole who wanted every. But Puss was able to defeat death when he realized the only way you defeat death is by living well. Not living flamboyantly, but living well. And dying well is the final end of living well. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is a great movie. I recommend
right.
it.
So
So,
I
Church,
also-
I want you to
Polarizer.
remember this day. I've given you 2 positive reviews.
and also remember this day because I brought a topic to talk about.
Oh,
Well,
goddamn
hold
man,
up,
bear
hold up,
pig.
hold up,
fuck?
hold up. Why are we talking about Ethan Ralph that way?
That's
Actually, I wanted to start off by talking about Ethan Ralph, and I figured you could lead into this.
What?
Well, no, I mean, I think this is a good segue to Ethan Ralph.
Oh
No,
you want a
no,
sec-
put that
oh,
back up.
all right.
I was reading that shit.
Well, I'm gonna read it, Rune. All right, hold on.
So
Fuck.
everybody, we started about
Okay.
the existential dread of Barbie, and now we're talking about pig cryptids, and we're going to talk about real life pig cryptid Ethan Ralph.
So the domesticated pig. This long ass tweet comes from Reptile Hybrid, who is verified on Twitter. Let's see. Eating pigs
He
is a
paid
form of
his
cannibal-
$8.
Eating pigs is a form of cannibalism. The domesticated pig was created by mixing the genetics of a human and a wild boar. Pigs were created to feed the newly introduced shape-shifting reptilian blue bloods. This was before the shape-shifting reptilians had a ready supply of human sacrificial victims. The blue bloods would eat pigs daily as a way to maintain their human form. I know this sounds crazy, but ingesting human hormones and blood droplet, in reptilian form is essential for them to maintain their human appearance. This is the true reason for the reptilian blood rituals, and it still happens to this day. Reptile emoji, pig, alligator emoji. This is why both Judaism and Islam have prohibited eating pork and its products. They were told by, quote, God, unquote, that it is unclean to eat. Good advice. This is also why pig skin can be grafted onto humans. Pig heart valves can be used in humans, and why we test many drugs and chemicals on pigs before us. Pigs are a human and animal hybrid. They are extremely intelligent and should be considered a form of humanity. Lizard emoji, pig emoji, alligator emoji. So, Larry, as the resident Jew, thoughts?
I mean, that's some mid-tier schizo posting. It's extremely mid schizo posting.
I was dying laughing when I was reading this on my lunch break.
Okay, well, Ayrton, now you have a challenge.
Yeah.
You must read it in the voice of Alex Jones.
Oh Jesus fuck! I haven't smoked. I haven't smoked anything today. I can't do that. I don't know how many cigarettes do I have left. I only have 5 cigarettes left. I don't have enough to do an Alex Jones voice tonight. But interestingly enough, though, to this guy's credit, they have done human-pig hybrids, or chimeras, as they were called, in some labs. They do have an embryo. I think that they were able to develop like a couple of years ago, but it wasn't viable and it died shortly after creation. But again, Larry, as the resident Jew, is this why you guys don't eat bacon?
That
Oh,
ominous
Larry-
silence
oh,
concerning.
Larry's
He eats
muted.
bacon,
God
guys.
damn it!
Don't believe the hype.
God damn
They
it,
also
Larry!
eat bacon.
That extensive silence, verifying
know.
everything, but
Right.
He just said he'd
proving
be
nothing.
back in a minute.
Oh, did he? I missed that. Yeah, he's flipping
anyway.
through the Torah. He's flipping through the Torah real quick to make to check his
Just,
references.
Speaking
No,
of pig and human hybrids,
So, well, I was going to say my understanding of the reason that the Abrahamic religions don't eat pork is because most of the Abrahamic laws were passed down for health reasons based on
yeah, people were dying
limited
because of
technology and
parasites.
healthcare. Yeah, and they didn't eat pigs because pigs more likely have deadly parasites than other livestock.
Yes, Timothy Olsen. Larry is our resident Jew. I am the resident potato. Church is
Furry?
the resident building.
So,
In fact,
so are we?
church more
Are we?
residents? And
Are we
Ayrton is
ready
the
to?
resident shitlord.
Are we ready to talk about the furry on furry violence that happened with Ethan Ralph and Catboy Nick?
So Holler and Hog got broken up with by his Catboy fiance this week.
Well, no. It was a mutually violent breakup.
Oh no. If you paid attention to it, Ethan Ralph was definitely a battered ex-girlfriend.
No, Timothy, we don't have a resident Lutheran.
So
Look. I'm going to restate. Church is a building. This means he's a residence.
not a resident.
That's true.
So
We do have a residence.
So have you guys
We all
kept
live
up with
inside church.
the latest of the Holler and Hog?
I know
Yeah,
he
but
got
no,
served recently.
Well,
No,
yes,
I can't keep up.
he landed.
I can't keep up with that shit. I got like things to do.
Well,
So he went from Mexico to Palm
feeling
Beach to go to Cap.
Content? Is that what's really happening right now?
No, I mean I also got the content too. So, but go ahead, Church.
Yeah, but you already contributed an hour and 15 minutes of the show, Larry.
All right, go ahead.
Sorry,
That's fair.
you're going a little digital. Turn your gain down, or not your gain. Your whatever the fuck.
Turn your gay down.
I haven't done anything new.
Oh,
It's weird.
God damn it! I wonder if it's your internet signal that's doing that. Then
Is that any better?
A little.
bit.
Okay. So, Ethan Ralph goes from Mexico to Florida for the Nick Fuentes rally. Hold on. Is it still doing it?
A little bit.
Well, I'll be right.
We're professional, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get these tech problems sorted so that you can hear
We
the
will.
dulcet tones of the church.
So while we're waiting for Church, stealth review. I saw the sequel to Bird Box. Church is back, so we don't have to talk about a mid movie. How you doing,
it
boss?
Still doing it? Or is it any
Much
better?
better.
Oh,
You sound good now.
fantastic!
Yeah, it's fucking StreamYard. I'm gonna have to start using OBS again.
Mm.
Okay.
But anyway, so Ethan Ralph, the Holler and Hog convicted sex offender, goes from Merida, Mexico, all the way to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, if I'm not mistaken, for a Nick Fuentes rally of some sort.
No, it's America First Con 2. It's Catboy Con 2.
No, this wasn't Catboy Con. This wasn't AFPAC.
Well, no. They have a secondary con to AFPAC.
No, I don't know. It was just a rally. That's I follow all of this from Ethan Ralph's perspective. I don't give a shit about Nick Fuentes. But anyway, for the last two years, Ethan Ralph has made statements such as Nick Fuentes and America First have saved his life, and he would die for these people. Well, he shows up
Much
and
like
gets
his
served at
loyalty
the
to his
airport.
2 wives
And children.
and children.
But he gets served with papers twice at the airport and proceed to get shit-faced drunk. If he didn't arrive shit-faced drunk.
Also,
by the way, real quick,
it-
Larry,
it's-
if I had two wives, I'd feel so lucky. I'd be eating both their pussies like every night and not getting drunk.
and
high on
also,
Vanagon.
Ethan Ralph had some sort of horrible facial breakout, which made
Oh, yeah.
many
I
people.
I did see
It was
that.
just terrible.
Yeah, which made several people go back to the Ethan Ralph has AIDS rumor.
And we'll get to the JLP appearance. But so after the nasty breakup with Nick Fuentes and America First, Ethan Ralph. Anyway, he gets
Well,
served.
let's
He
go
gets
into
horribly
the
drunk.
actual breakup. The breakup, and
Yeah, he gets served. He
and
gets
Nick
horribly drunk, and he's excluded from the compound that all of the America First people are at because he's drunk. Now they do pay to put him up in a hotel room so he can sober up. At which point he continues to drink and loses his phone hanging out with Patrick Howley.
and
he
people
receives a
tell
text from
Nick that he should not be there.
Yeah, and Nick's like, "Don't listen to these people. Come on, you're fine. Whatever." Well, that's not good enough for our hog because he doesn't get this message supposedly. So he shows up in a rally and decides that he's going to make an ass of himself. He doxes the location of the rally and then doxes like 5 or 6 people at the top of AF.
Including Nick.
And then flies back home to Mexico to where he commences to streaming exclusively on Rumble to what can only be assumed to be a botted audience of about 5,000 people.
Also, Nick kicks him off of Cozy during that flight
Yes,
from Mexico.
his Cozy channel is completely deleted, not banned or anything. His shit just fucking deleted. So he goes scorched earth, like rage pigs tend to do. And then proceeds to spurg out for the next 3 days and announce a holy war on America First, seemingly granting quote-unquote amnesty to all of his enemies.
Which
So-
I'm pretty sure I'm still
wait,
blocked by him.
wait,
I should go
Are you
look that
saying
up.
he
Oh, me too.
literally put forth a fatwa?
He did. He did.
Yes, he did, and it was all inspiring, to be completely honest.
By the way,
But-
yeah, I'm still blocked, and I'm blocked by responding to one of his tweets by saying "sharp felt."
Also,
Oh yeah,
during some of the Rage Pigs dropping deets, he claimed that Milo Yiannopoulos got a text message from Tucker Carlson calling Nick Fuentes a race traitor for simping for 2 black chicks.
that's right. Even
I
though
mean,
if that were
that sounds
the
plausible.
case, I don't think Milo. Well, here's the thing, though, and here at the Church of Failure, we're all about logic and reason. Why would Tucker Carlson be complaining about a race traitor to Milo Yiannopoulos, who frequently had sex with black guys?
Also,
true.
Milo Yiannopoulos, who is known for making things up to manipulate people so that he can blackmail them later.
That is actually. I'm gonna bring up something serious for a minute. Are you guys familiar with Brent Weinstein?
No, sorry.
Yes, I am,
I'm still
but,
laughing at Timothy Olsen's comment here.
But yes, Brett is a troll who Elon Musk has paid to troll people on Twitter. I am
Oh.
Wait,
immensely
whoa, whoa.
jealous of Brett.
Wait, are we talking about the same Brett, the former professor at Evergreen?
Oh no, we're talking about a different Weinstein.
Yeah, I'm talking about Yeah, I'm talking about the professor of evolutionary biology from Evergreen
Yeah.
College,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
famously was run off of campus by extremists, and there were, there was a week of riots at my alma mater because of it. He has become a
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
yeah, really. He's become a low-grade internet personality since losing his job and getting a
Low
fat
grade.
stick.
He's been on Joe Rogan a few times. He's not really
Right.
low grade.
Yeah, but I think his 15 minutes is about spent.
That's
Okay.
fair.
But I recently came across a tweet post by him saying that, we to protect the First Amendment right, to protect freedom of speech, we needed to defend Julian Assange. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because
No,
Julian Assange has...
I don't disagree with that.
The thing is that Julian Assange has multiple things very questionable about him. He is kind of fucking crazy.
I mean, yeah, he's crazy, but still, he has, he should be allowed to leak documents that are given to him by whistleblowers in the government.
Sure, but
Everybody's a little crazy,
shouldn't be allowed to. But he probably shouldn't be allowed to petition underage girls to sleep with him. Not that we're certain those weren't FBI plans.
Oh, they were 1,000% feds. 1,000%.
The thing is that anybody making any argument where they start with X blank X Julian Assange, this is not a win. This is not your win condition, guys. What the fuck is the Holler Hog thinking?
He's not.
All I know is I want my 15 minutes of fame, and I want to go on Joe Rogan and talk about our ridiculous ass show.
Oh sure.
For like 3 hours, that would be fantastic. Because none of the three of you are going to do it.
No, I go on Joe Rogan in a hot minute.
I totally would, but unfortunately, we couldn't answer the question about whether we did DMT.
Well, I can.
He could.
The only hard drug I've ever done. I skipped everything else and just went straight to DMT. I don't know what's wrong with me, but
I'd have to wait for Joey Diaz to be on the program.
That's fair.
Realistically, you could do what Alex Jones did and just deprive yourself of oxygen and have the same effect as DMT.
No, that's the same effect as doing whippets. Biologically speaking.
Look at the big brain on Ayrton.
But
I know a lot about drugs for someone who's never taken drugs.
Anyway, he gets back to Mexico. He launches this complete and utter holy war against America first. Has a few successful shows. Has conversation with Josh Moon. Apparently, he is getting the band back together, as he states, with Dick Masterson and Nick Rekieta. That show's supposed to be happening, I think, tomorrow.
Oh, no, there is no way.
That's what I'm hearing from the grapevine. He was on Jesse Lee Peterson on Wednesday, which was horrible.
Are you serious?
I mean, Jesse Lee Peterson is also horrible.
I mean, Jesse Lee's hilarious, but
it doesn't mean he didn't.
Anyways, go on. That's fair.
But I mean, all in all, it was just it's kind of just been more of a shit show. It was kind of an invigorating shit show for some people. Is that about right, Larry? Is that how you would describe it?
Yeah,
Like,
it was, and also
there's an old school kill stream energy to the shit show.
Yeah, and also apparently, it's come out now that Nick Fuentes' sister is a pro-gay, pro-trans activist.
Come out recently, like she's been a lesbian dating a black chick forever.
Yeah, but like no, it's become popular because the Holler Hog made sure everybody knew about it.
By the way, his sister's kind of hot. She's like almost too hot to be a lesbian. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, she's clearly not the one who beats up her partner. It's
Yeah.
clearly she's the one who's beating the black chick up.
like I almost feel like by bisexual she means she's fun at parties and will make out with a chick after a few keggers. You know?
Well, no.
So,
I heard you sighing there, Rune, because it is a statistic that there's a very large amount of female and female partner violence.
No, that's not the thing. It's just every so often I'm ashamed to know Ayrton, and that's okay.
Okay, Rune, you've been to college parties. You know what I'm talking about. The chicks that say they're bisexual and they are way too hot.
College parties. I went from college to game back to my house.
Okay,
I wasn't going to say anything rude to take that away from you.
Okay,
but, yeah.
Well, Rune, you've been to college and you know what I'm talking about. Where the chicks that are a little bit too hot to actually be lesbians, but they want to, be fun and wild. So at a party, they'll make out with a chick.
Evergreen. Evergreen's not a party school.
Okay, I mean, I went to Columbia. That's, I mean, it's an art school, so I guess.
Where is it? Yeah, where is it?
Columbia in Chicago.
Not the Columbia you're thinking of.
Right, Columbia in Illinois. I went to Evergreen in Washington State. We're not cool.
Neither are the people at Columbia in Chicago.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised if they party more in Columbia than they do at Evergreen. Evergreen is so fucking lame.
My point is we all know the chick that's too pretty to actually be a lesbian, but she wants to be seen as fun, so she'll get drunk and she'll make out with a chick and maybe finger the chick she's making out with a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Don't sigh at me. We all know a chick like that, or we all knew a chick like that. We're all old now, but
no, I had the other end of that problem.
You got fingered and made out with by a drunk chick?
No, that would have been a fun day. No. What we had is we had the sweater creatures that wouldn't put out, but thought they were hot because they were surrounded by desperate nerds.
Well, that's different. That's thoughts.
I mean that's a Barbie movie. Then that's you guys were being Kens, and they were being Barbies.
Yeah, but by that logic, I'm Ryan Gosling because I was like, I'm not interested and I don't care.
Well, I mean, it's literally meme about Ryan Gosling.
Wait, Larry, what the fuck did you send me with this food cringe post?
Well, I think you should pull that up.
Let me finish with the Ralph corner here. So there's been a full amnesty, quote unquote, but me following this through
except for me in church.
Well, yeah, and cognitive thought over Cog Live, who is doing the Lord's work, keeping up with this fucking asshole. But yeah, the Kino Casino has done a full back turn and then back turned again. So it was like 2 days of King Ralph, and now they're back and like fuck that guy. And most of the same people are just out here like nothing's changed. It's still a bunch of assholes I can't stand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just I'm getting old, or if it's
getting old.
Well, if it's I'm getting old, or if it's a byproduct of the environment of my current living situation. I just don't care about the internet anymore.
Oh yeah, no, that's a byproduct of your current living situation.
I mean,
so you actually wake up and touch grass every.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
I'm dealing with the
almost every morning. I sit outside in my little plot of grass with my dog and drink coffee as long as it's not raining.
Yes. See, I've been dealing with a personal issue, and then because I had to take a couple of days off of work, I found out that nobody at my job is actually able to work when I'm not there. So we got about a week behind in 3 days.
So everything is new that stays the same. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Okay.
And then I had about 3-4 weeks worth of freelance work come in, and they wanted it in a week and a half.
Jesus fuck.
So I have done nothing but work. I did sleep some yesterday,
Nice.
but
Well,
yeah, if it wasn't for
so
the
should we actually?
live streams to cover Ralph, I would probably just go insane and step on
So
everyone I work with because I'm a
So,
giant infrastructure building.
So should we actually start our own t-shirt clothing brand? We have two now. We have It's Relapse Time and I'm Fake Therefore I'm Gay. We have two shirt designs.
I
Should we-
absolutely believe that we need to start a t-shirt
I mean,
line.
Relapse Time is a winner.
It is.
Relapse Time is absolutely a winner.
We'd have to cut Moody in. We'd have to cut Moody.
We
in
do.
because, he's done over
We would on that one, but not on the other one. Fuck him. But all right. Food
So,
cringe. I still don't know what I'm looking at. Hold on. Wrong.
So there is a Reddit on people who make decisions to substitute items in recipes that are not appropriate and then get mad. So I'm going to read the first one.
Okay.
I'm going to read the first one. Carrots have way too much sugar, so replace them with shredded kale. Cake turned out rather nasty, so 2 stars. Unsure what went wrong, but it's also
shit,
dry.
Because you put fucking rabbit food in fucking cake. You goddamn.
Wait. No, it's a carrot cake. It's carrot cake. They put something worse.
That's not the problem.
I don't care.
The problem.
Yes, that is the problem.
Hold up. This is a response to Betty Crocker, who created the recipe. He gave him a 2-star, and here's Betty Crocker's response. We definitely recommend preparing this recipe as written, as the carrots provide much needed texture and moisture. So that's the first one.
You know. By the way,
here's the next one.
I bought a bottle of bourbon last week, and it's lasted me a week. I don't know if it's going to last me the rest of the show.
No. Here's the next one. I noticed there were no eggs in this recipe, so I added one.
Before we get into this, Larry, I just want to say on that last image, if you're out there, genius, wherever you are, or if somebody else is watching this and you want to know, if you don't like carrot cake, because that's fine, replace it with zucchini, you mongoloid.
Yes. The next one. I noticed there were no eggs.
That's like replacing. Hold on. Hold on, Larry. That's like replacing the cheese and cheesecake with oatmeal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you doing?
The biggest point of dissension in this podcast is that we just need to start talking about food, and we'll be at each other's throats in 5 minutes.
The recipe for
obviously,
Larry or Ayrton, the recipe for a carrot cake and the recipe for a zucchini bread are basically
almost identical. They're almost identical.
Yeah.
But
so
is the next way to go if you don't want carrots in your carrot cake.
Yeah. The next one I had is, I noticed there were no eggs in this recipe, so I added one. What a disappointment. The edges were baked and the middle was complete mush, even after I put it back in the oven for 40 minutes. 1-star rating.
What the heck did they make? What the fuck were they making?
I couldn't identify it, but that got 2 people ranked it as helpful.
Wait, is this person a Canadian? Were they trying to bake hockey pucks?
Well,
I don't know.
First and foremost, there are recipes with no eggs. They happen, but also, why the fuck would you put it back in the oven for 40 minutes?
That's why I asked if it was a Canadian trying to bake hockey pucks, because goddamn, real quick, Larry. So my standard lunch is a peanut butter sandwich, because I hate jelly, made with keto bread. If you want to talk about like the most dense food you've ever eaten, try eating keto bread with peanut butter on it. But what the fuck was this?
I don't know. The next one, at least this person is a step away from being critically stupid.
Wait. Let me read this one. Hi, Jessica. Just curious. Could I change the coconut with shredded cheddar cheese? Will it work flavor-wise? And do I need to change composition of other ingredients? Thanks a lot.
No, I do not
It's
recommend
fine,
using cheese in this brownie recipe.
And the last one of the examples here is very good icing. I just didn't realize that I couldn't substitute the heavy cream for mayonnaise. And I was just devastated when I tried it.
I
Maybe
got
mention
some
that
heavy
next
cream
time.
for you,
But other
Sharon.
than that, it was delicious.
You fucking retard. You fucking retard.
tried
I'll give you
carrots
some
next
heavy
time
cream
instead
instead
of
of mayonnaise. Jesus.
So,
fuck. Like,
that
Rune-
is.
Rune, so I'm well, hold on, Larry. Rune, I know I've been cruel to you with some of the videos that I posted and I've made you watch. But Jesus fuck, those videos don't pale in comparison to someone asking if they can replace heavy cream for mayonnaise in a recipe.
So the title.
I don't even know what the recipe is, but whatever the recipe is, no, you cannot replace heavy cream with mayonnaise. You
So
fucking
the
Midwestern
title.
fuck. Like go off yourself and shove a fucking pine cone wrap and flannel up your ass. Jesus.
So
fucking
the
Christ.
so the title for this subreddit is "I didn't
I'm
have
done.
eggs." Terrible recipe reviews. The top one right now, easy caramel cupcake recipe.
I'm not pulling up Reddit. That's too gay even for this show.
How can I make them totally fully and raise like the photos? Because I've tried them, but they didn't rise like yours. In fact, I added baking powder and they sinked in the middle.
Didn't rise like
The
yours.
response is,
that's
You
called
threw out the leavening in
idol-
the fucking dish.
you buy that little blue pill if you need your husband to rise for you.
The
you dumb
response
cunt.
is, if you add baking powder to a recipe that doesn't call for baking powder, then the cakes will rise too much and then sink, as they don't have the structure to support the weight. So that's why I didn't add it in the recipe.
People just don't
Did I
understand the
tell you
science of leavening
guys?
anymore.
Did I tell you guys about my former housemate and how she couldn't cook?
No.
All right. This bitch. And I can call her that because I don't live with her anymore and she doesn't watch this show and she and her lady boy boyfriend can fuck off. This bitch was I'm gonna use I won't use the acronym, but I will say she's a Jewish American princess from New York. Her boyfriend was the poorest family on Long Island. Okay. And the reason he ended up living at my house is because he didn't want to go down to Tennessee because he hates the lower 48. Because he's a piece of shit. She could not cook. Did not want to learn, could not learn, in fact, but seemed to think that cooking was genetic. So one night,
I know Italians like that.
So one night she decided to make muffins. And we didn't have the stuff for muffins. In fact, we might have had the stuff for muffins, but she didn't ask about the stuff for muffins. She just started making them. And when she ran into the fact that we either didn't have or she didn't know where the baking soda and or baking powder was, because I don't remember which one she needed, she put her big boy thinking cap on. Right?
But they use the other one.
No. She grabbed unground chia seeds and just threw them in the dough.
That's a good. That's a.
Was she trying to make muffins? Was she trying to make muffins or grow an afro? Like, come on.
She thought that the chia seeds would be a leavening agent.
Oh.
And then having just put the unground seeds in the muffin mixture, poured it into the muffin tins, put it in the oven, and turned it on, and made the densest fucking lumps of dwarf bread imaginable.
Look, for anybody listening, I have the perfect. If you don't have baking soda and or baking powder, and you're attempting to make some kind of bread or cake recipe that requires a leavening agent, and you don't have one of those two things, just go to your liquor cabinet and pick any bottle that you like. It could be gin, tequila, vodka, rum, bourbon, scotch, anything that you really enjoy, and just pour copious amounts into your mixture. Now, this won't allow your bread to rise, but when you're slopping the dough into your mouth crying later, it will get you really fucked up.
Well, I have another answer. And I want to be clear: if there are any women that aren't Miss Rena watching this show, any of you, and you're curious about how to cook, and this is from a man who knows how to cook because we exist. There are these things.
I can cook beef. That's
There
about
are
it.
these things called cookbooks. They open on one side, and inside you will find information.
I'm pretty sure
about
they open on both
how
sides.
books work, about how
do open on
recipes are made, about
both
how
sides.
food is cooked, right? And it's all enumerated out with numbers and measurements and specific ingredients. And before you ever start cooking, you can open one, find the recipe you want, and then go to your cupboards, go to your fridge, and verify whether or not you have the fucking ingredients. And if you don't have the ingredients and you don't have the proper substitution, here's an idea. Here's an idea. Don't fucking cook it. Cook something else.
To take that a step
By the way, this is.
further, Go
By the way, real quick, I think Church, this is a good design for the "I think therefore I'm gay," or
Yes.
or I'm fake. I'm fake, therefore I'm gay. I think this is the
all,
design
all we
should
would
go
need to
with.
do would actually just superimpose a rainbow across the letters instead of it just being white.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'm trying to think of a Transformers joke to put on a T-shirt too. I think we could make a I think we could make a successful shit posting T-shirt company.
I think it's been done, and all of them have closed down because of public outrage. You remember T-shirt Hell?
Yeah, but you know,
They had the school shooting tour.
Yes, but ours are more ours are more subtle in their shit posting, I would say.
Yeah, but that doesn't sell.
I think it will.
Oh,
I
man.
think we could do
But
it.
no, to take Rune's advice a step further, believe it or not, there are tools on this thing we call the internet that you can go to that allows you to put what ingredients you have available in your kitchen, and then it will tell you dishes you can make from them. So you don't even have to start from nothing.
Okay. What's one of these tools, Church? Because I have beef, Moroccan spice, and butter in my kitchen, and cheese.
That's it.
Let's see what it comes up with. Give me one of these sites.
What can I make? All right. So you said you had butter.
Chuck roast to be specific. If it needs to be more specific than just beef.
Let's see, meat, ground beef, or is it?
Well, no,
or is it
no,
steak?
it's not. It's chuck roast, so it's like a. So every
So it's
week
like
I buy
beef. It's like stew beef.
Yeah, kind of.
So
Okay. Is it actually in a roast form,
No, it's in like a
or
3-pound
is it
chunk.
chopped up in cubes?
No, it's in like a roast.
Okay,
form,
so it's
like
a roast.
like a 3-pound chunk.
All right.
So I think we need to
And you
include
said you
this
had
picture.
Moroccan spices.
Yeah.
We get some variation of your
do you
text,
have-
but I think we need this picture to
But
sell it to
but-
the ignorant.
but we put Nick Fuentes' face on there instead of Descartes.
I don't think that's open ended enough.
No,
I think
seasoning right here.
I think it would be funnier. Okay, if you can get people to wear this and not know who
Moroccan
Descartes is.
seasoning, beef,
That's fair.
butter. Is that it?
Havarti cheese.
Oh, Havarti.
Havarti cheese
Okay,
is
so-
pretty good.
I
Can
love
be.
Havarti. It's fantastic.
All right.
Especially if it's got a good dill built in.
Perfect
fuck that.
oven roast beef.
Oh,
You have all one ingredient. You can make clarified butter to cook it in, season that butter
Okay.
with the Moroccan seasoning, and then eat it with some of the Havarti cheese for a contrast.
All right. I have a proposal. I have a proposal for this gathering.
real quick, but
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
So my diet is for breakfast. I make a beef patty with some cheese melted on it, seasoned with whatever random shit I put on it. Normally cayenne pepper and salt.
Okay.
And then my lunch is keto bread with peanut butter on it. and then my dinner is just a chunk of beef because I'll buy like a 3-pound thing of chuck roast and I just cut chunks off of it each night. And that's basically my diet. And I'm almost down to my high school pant size after like 2 months.
Yeah.
The fact that Ayrton lives in a caveman actually ruins my plan. I was going to propose before this gathering of the Midnight Society that we arrange it so that one night a month when we have show, we have the Gospel of Food, where we have actually made and tested the same dish, like intelligent human beings.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, but that's not fair to Ayrton because we'd be like, I throw some shit up there like fried rice. You'll get a wok, bitch.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying.
I have several cast iron skillets. That's the white person's wok.
I'm just saying.
You cannot cast iron skillet fried rice, you fucking mong.
Yes, you can. You just have to do less rice.
Look, I'm just saying, once a month does not break anybody's budget. It gives us plenty of time to plan out what to make and argue.
But we need to plan like two weeks in advance because it takes me like almost 20 minutes to get to the grocery store where I live.
Right. And then the thing is that if we're going to be regularly talking about food crimes, we should literally put our money where our mouths are and show people what actual good food looks like, made by the hands of people they think are scum.
And Rune, are you seriously suggesting that we turn this into a cooking stream?
No, I'm saying
because I will turn my camera on and I will cook my dinner live.
No, I am saying that it's still a pop culture stream, but one night a month on stream, we also have fancy dinner because fuck you assholes, we know how to make good food.
That's true. I'll have to get a dry sherry to drink during those shows, and I'll smoke a cigar, it'll be super fancy.
Before this show,
I'll propose the first dish. Let's have a riveting evening where we drink a fifth of bourbon and eat some Cheetos.
Well, hold up. How is the drinking a fifth of bourbon different for you or Ayrton?
Well.
Hey, I've had like half a glass of bourbon. How dare you?
Look, I don't drink.
Actually, I haven't had any alcohol though.
There was a conversation as to why, and I'm gonna use Moody's argument. It's not just that I have a prohibition against drinking. I took a blood oath, which sounds way more metal. So,
which is fair.
Yeah.
Honestly, most of the time I drink is because I like the taste. I have some 1792 Church. I don't know if you've had that before, but it's so good.
But as a for instance, before this show tonight, I wanted a fucking grilled cheese sandwich. It had been months since I had a grilled cheese sandwich, but I also didn't just want to have some, butter and cheese. So I got my sandwich.
Mayonnaise actually supersedes butter in.
So I got my sandwich maker out, right? Prepared my bread.
Wait,
and then
you have a wife?
No, I actually have a sandwich maker. My mom got it for me.
You said you got your sandwich maker out. I'm sorry, I got confused.
It's an actual device.
Cultural differences. Yeah, that's what I said.
No, the thing is, as I was compiling it, I put that fancy Dijon mustard on it. I put ham and cheese on it.
I would put poupon on it just so I could say I got poupon on my sandwich.
I put sriracha mayonnaise on it. The only thing I didn't put on it was horseradish, which I've got in my fridge. Okay, that was a fancy fucking sandwich.
Okay, so not next week, but the week after, if I did my math right.
We could try to do a cooking thing.
We're doing a grilled cheese. We're doing a grilled cheese cook-off, and mine's gonna be probably bacon and keto bread and cheese.
Yeah, so something after the first is fine for me because that's when my food stamps come in.
Ayrton, you're gonna pull up that Percy Jackson and the Olympians image so Rune and I can have a good satisfied feeling. Yes, because we want to laugh at Disney. That's losing a lot of money.
Okay.
Can we We're still sing about Jews instead.
No, because we're wanting to laugh at this because this is bad.
All right, hold on. Let me find it. Okay. I would rather listen to Pearl sing about Jews. So
Look, I gave everyone a heartwarming image to share, and nobody put it up. So
I put it up.
I did not see you play Grimlock
Well-
Transform.
Oh no, I put up the Descartes.
Right, but that was about
other
the
image-
shirt.
What
Yeah.
what else did you put up? I don't see anything else in the private chat.
Above 8:10 p.m., but below Church of Failure's image, right there, little Twitter link.
So,
All right. I'm looking
Percy
at it.
Jackson was a book that was a knockoff of Harry Potter.
Oh,
Yep.
the dinosaur thing. Got it.
Yeah. And
that was
this
a
is
video, Rune,
knockoff.
not an image, you goddamn fucker.
This is a knockoff of this is a knockoff of a knockoff. This casting looks bad.
And I own all these books. I'm sorry to say, my mother loved them.
So, I forget one of my coworkers, because I finally got like a work shirt that properly fits, and it's like a polo shirt is what I have to wear, but my boss accidentally ordered me like women's instead of men's, so I'm wearing a women's medium polo shirt because I'm that small. And
Oh man, the buttons are on the wrong side and everything.
They are, dude. The buttons are on the wrong side. It's so confusing, but it's a polo shirt. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. I grew up in the
thing is, people like me
hold on.
know that shit.
I grew up in the mid 2000s where the thing was like the weirdest color and the tightest pants you could get. I regularly bought pants from the women's section.
So-
I don't give a fuck.
So Eric,
But-
I have two questions.
hold on.
Real quick. Real quick.
Okay. All
One,
right.
where do you work again?
I work at a campground.
Okay. Do you ever feel the need to prance through the campground singing "I Feel Pretty"?
Sometimes. Usually on Tuesdays, which is my
Right.
Friday. But no, one of my coworkers who's like 20 something was like, "You look like Percy Jackson," and I looked at her like, "I don't even know what the fuck a Percy Jackson is."
Oh, that's a grievous fucking insult. Jesus.
But
Yeah. I mean,
But-
if
but
anything,
again,
you look like Dionysus from the Percy Jackson movie.
well, my supervisor said I look like a punk rocker from like the mid 2000s, which is fair because I played punk rock in the mid 2000s. But
I think they're just
But the
trying to be
thing-
nice for the fact they got you wearing girl shirts.
again, I don't give a fuck. I wear I wear a women's medium. You know how much weight I've lost
Oh my god.
since I've gotten down here in April.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm putting things together as I stare at this image, Larry,
But-
and I wish I
Mhm.
wasn't.
But Olympians.
Yes.
So I don't know. Do either of the do you guys watch
Okay.
Metatron at all on YouTube?
I have,
Larry
yes.
Metatron.
Okay, have you watched his most recent video? Came out like a day or two ago.
No.
Have not.
Okay, so he talks about race swapping in fiction
Yep.
versus historical fiction versus whatever. And the argument he gives is talking about Aragorn specifically with Magic the Gathering is he's not a fan of them making Aragorn black. For the same reason, he wouldn't be a fan of making Blade a white character, which I thought was a brilliant argument. It's so
no, it's-
simple.
It's an argument
It's-
that people have made before. They've said that
Right.
the
But-
problem with people being all about Black Panther is that if they made Black Panther a white guy, there'd be a riot in the street.
Right, which it's such a simple argument, and we've made jokes about like Ryan Gosling playing T'Challa after
Right.
Mhm.
what his face died, which would be hilarious. I would love that. But why do the not white people get to
No, no.
impose.
No,
hold
no.
on, hold on. Let me finish. Why do the not white people get to impose themselves on our mythology and culture?
Who told you
and
not
stuff
white
like
people
that?
are?
Whoa,
Hold on. There's two not white
up.
people. Let me
No,
finish. Let me
that's not even
finish.
that. What do you mean? What do you
Hold
mean? Our mythology? I'm
Hold
not
up,
Greek.
hold up. Let's
Well,
wind
I'm
this
not
back up
Greek
for a moment.
either. I
Let's
actually hate Greek and Italian people. They're the two groups of people that irritate
Hold
me
up.
the most.
More power
But-
to you.
So I want you to wind that up for a moment. You're
Okay.
saying that people of color did that, but I'm going to show you the people, an image of the people who were responsible for that. And I'm going to post the link here.
All right.
Most of those people look pretty white to me. If you want to bring that up,
Okay.
because really the race swapping isn't being done.
Well, except the one guy second from the left on the top.
Right. But you know, there's one in every crowd. So you see, it is white people who are responsible for the race swapping. In particular,
which is fair.
It is women who are white women who are responsible for it in executive leadership positions.
Which is actually interesting because I recently reread. Hold on, I recently reread 1984 because like I said, I'm tired of the internet, so I've just been reading a ton. Like I read The Two Towers like halfway through in like a day and a half, but in 1984 it talks about how women, specifically like middle class, if you will, in the context of that book society, white women are more likely, were more likely to go along with the party's crazy schemes and ideas and shit. And it's weirdly true these days, to the point that, again, you could have a story about the Olympians, which were Greek, and Greek people they're almost white. We'll give them a pass, even though I don't like it. But you can't make a movie about African mythology, as I said in the group chat, with a bunch of Scottish Highlanders.
You are missing a giant problem here.
Let me finish.
No, Ayrton, you're literally wrong. It's funnier than this.
It's much funnier than what you're presenting.
I think it's hilarious to see a bunch of black mythology with a bunch of red-haired Scottish people in kilts with a thick accent.
Go back to the previous photo.
All right, hold on.
Seriously.
Oh, come on. What the fuck? Where'd StreamYards go? Okay. I'm getting there.
Okay. So here's the thing: kid in the middle, probably an American, obviously Caucasoid, right? Girl on the right,
the kid in the middle is likely of some Mediterranean extraction.
Could be. Girl on the right, probably Afro-American. Probably. Kid on the left, do you think he's Middle Eastern or Latino?
He looks Pakistani to me.
Because I don't know the actors. I can't guesstimate. Here's the thing. I've talked about this before because I had a problem with it. Rick Riordan, the author of Percy Jackson, okay, and several other series in the expanded universe of this urban fantasy where the gods are real and have mortal descendants, right? Specifically runs or ran a competition and sort of runner-up program for young authors trying to get more indigenous voices into fiction. Okay?
Then write stories about your own mythology.
No, don't interrupt. It gets funnier. The requirement is you can only write about urban fantasy of your indigenous group. So he's trying to get more Africans talking about African mythology, more Greeks talking about Greek mythology, which means as an Irish person in America, my only options are either I can talk about Irish myth or I can talk about American mythology. I would not be allowed to talk about other mythologies, even if I love them, even if it's my belief system.
You can
Okay?
do what they really want you to do, Rune, and shut the fuck up.
I mean, I could do
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
too.
that's what they want.
But here's what.
But Rune,
Ayrton,
our Celtic. Hold
Ayrton.
on. Our Celtic mythology is batshit insane. You can't write a story out of it.
Doesn't matter.
Hell yes, you can.
Doesn't
Well,
So,
matter.
Aaron,
Guys.
let me pitch a movie. Let me pitch a movie to you
Guys.
right now.
Guys.
A spaceship
Guys.
crashes on a planet.
No.
There's one guy and 40 women. The women are all menstruating. The man says, "Screw it," and turns into a fish. That's the movie.
Guys.
Yes.
Guys. Doesn't matter. The point
I've
is
seen that
Rick-
movie. It's pretty good.
is
And the
that-
porn parody.
The important point is Rick Riordan, the author himself, is really strong on this idea of representing the mythology correctly
Yeah.
to the appropriate audience. Okay?
Right.
Now, I'll grant you that what we consider Greek
But
is a
by the
wide
way,
range, including
if I was stuck with 40 women PMSing, I would also turn myself into a fish.
the
So
thing is, I will give you that what we consider Greek is actually a wide range of
make him read Why the
Mediterranean
Last Man?
peoples and colors, including but not limited to Turks, okay, and probably some North Africans. What do you want to bet that the ethnicities being depicted here ain't them? But they
that's
are.
a good point.
Okay, yeah, in the new movie for the new Percy Jackson series, we're gonna have people representing characters not of the ethnicities they claim to represent for a book series by an author who insisted on proper ethnicities.
Which
But
I would argue from a mythological point of view that I don't know if the Greeks took stuff from the North Africans, but the Romans, on the other hand,
A very large
the
portion
Romans had,
of a very
the
large
Romans
portion
had
of Greek
Jeff the god of
mythology.
Fed. All right.
In a very large portion of Greek mythology focuses on North Africa because during the early phase of the Greek mythos, there were a lot of Greeks living in North Africa.
Okay.
Right.
It's been a while since I've studied
lot-
Greek mythology. I've been studying more Celtic and
A lot
Norse
of-
mythology of the past
a-
several years. So
A lot of very early Greek mythology in the Thracian Aegean period, like where the Trojan War comes from,
yeah.
concerns the Phoenicians and the Mycenaeans, who had satellites and settlements all around the northeastern African and the eastern part of the Aegean, which includes northern Egypt. So yes,
Okay.
there might have been black people.
Again, I haven't studied Greek mythology in a very long time compared to Northern Europe mythology.
My point
so
is,
I'll give you that.
my point is, okay, is that I feel it's bullshit for Rick Riordan to take mythology and try to make it for everyone while enforcing boundaries, trying to, I guess, decolonize it from Western society. Like we don't all have a hand in it.
Which is why Thor has a black Muslim kid who's gay.
Which again, I want a movie. If they're going to do this, I want a movie in the similar vein with black mythological characters with a main character who is a Scottish Highlander with red hair and wears a kilt.
But you're not getting
and
the
talks
point,
with
Ayrton.
No, I am getting the point. I just don't give a fuck because it's retarded.
No, you're discounting one retardation and missing the other one. Okay? The problem isn't that they made this movie, which they fucking shouldn't.
Well, it's a TV series, not a movie.
I'm kind of retarded.
Okay? The retardation is not that Rick Riordan's a dumb fuck. The retardation is if you say you're going to do a series derived from somebody else's work, you should be true to that fucking work no matter how retarded it is. And this is not. This is going to be Lord of the Rings style rework of a bad rework, which is what Larry was getting at.
Which again is what I said. Like, if you're going to do this, make the same type of movie with African or Indian mythology. You know, get the
Well,
Rigvia, whatever the fuck.
Bhagavad Gita
Yes, thank
and
you.
the Rig Veda.
Yes,
I mean,
thank you. And put a fucking like Norse or Celtic person in it,
well, I mean, to be
like
fair, we did
as
find,
one of the main characters.
well, to be fair, we did find dead red-headed Gales in the Gobi Desert.
Hey man, there was money to be earned out in that desert.
Also, Rune, you can make the argument that we also the oldest. I think the oldest human, like modern day human bit of DNA, because I think it was just a pinky finger, but I think that was found somewhere in Europe, and it was dated to like 300,000.
That was in the
years ago.
Alps, I think, and that was because it was cold and it got froze.
Right, but it was dated to like 300,000 years ago, which is way older than when we thought that humans left Africa.
Well,
so we can
talk.
argument.
We can talk about how the out of Africa hypothesis has evolved on another show, because
I don't really want to talk about that because
no, you do because it's totally an awesome thing.
No, I really don't want to talk about it because it's a very long and exhaustive topic.
The abbreviated version is there were multiple exoduses from Africa of humanoids, and as they all left Africa, they found other humanoids that had settled, and they interbred with them, and those interbreedings of different humanoid groups of different migrations led to the racial traits that we have today, including in South Asia, hobbits.
I'm talking about I'm talking about modern day Homo sapiens,
the church.
Humans.
The church needs to pull the thing. The church is flipping the light switch on and off. Listen.
No, but
the church is saying you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
That's fair. I mean, should we go put this on my channel and we'll discuss ancient anthropology? What are we doing?
When this is done, I'm getting on with my life.
You guys can stay. I just have to go.
Oh, okay.
So if church is going, we should just flip the switch off and have some compelling content for next week, where we're going to talk about Oppenheimer and about how Ben Shapiro was wrong about the Barbie movie.
Wait, are we going to talk about how Oppenheimer bombed in Japan, but was a blast?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ!
Look. We can make that joke again next week.
I'm
only applying the rule of threes.
I'm making that joke for the next 6 months. All right. Where's my fucking banner that says "Breaking"? Good night, everybody. What the fuck? All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Later, guys.